Hi, I'm Clarence Jackson, the creator and owner of Take a Chance Against Fraud campaign. Yes, ex-felon, ex-con, definition, just ex in general. Over this series of events, over learning about Take a Chance Against Fraud campaign that I invented and I have been the creator for, I've taken my background and put it to the forefront. And I remember my son saying to me, "Dad, why would you want to be putting yourself out like that?" I said, because what better way to teach people if I'm an example? I'm not afraid of being an example of putting the truth out there. Things that I've seen, things that I've experienced, things in my life that I was a part of, things that I turned my head on. I'm not ashamed to bring those to the forefront because I'm tired of feeling like I have to hide the identity of the situation. Fraud is fraud, whether it's identity theft, whether it's corporate fraud, whether it's fraud in general. It doesn't matter. Fraud is fraud. Now, does that make you a convicted fraud or a felon for that? No, it doesn't. Because there's a lot of things in the insurance industry, a lot of things in the corporate industry that's just not educated. I think that some of the great inventions in life were taught by people who experienced situations, whether they were victims or whether they were the part of the situation. I'm going to educate you as much as I can and receive education as much as I can, because some people relate better to others. I was a DJ. I worked on radio stations. I worked on TV stations. I even have written 13 series commercials doing different events from different levels of fraud and writing commercials, understanding fraud. And I take a pride of knowing that I've taken these things and I've created them to educate. It's going to help the insurance industry. It's going to help the homeowners. It's going to help the car owners. It's going to help the industrial system in general. Because I've seen a lot of agents that blatantly have committed fraud by not explaining to their insurers the details. I've seen a lot of contractors that haven't stepped up to the plate. I've seen a lot of mechanics, doctors, lawyers. It's fraud, all different series. And I know it takes a lot for me to come out and explain, but I can only teach you what I know. And I remember a minister shared with me one time in my life, he says, only speak of what you know. And that's something I do know, is what the experience of going through what I went through to educate others. I'm going to create seminars. I'm going to create websites to help people, blog, people to go into amnesty programs to discuss their matters. I want to work with insurance companies to educate them, because a lot of things that their adjusters just don't have knowledge on. You can put the best inventors out there to come up with the concept of fraud, but that's not teaching them. Sometimes hands-on is the best teacher of life. People come to me every day on my Take a Chance blogs and Take a Chance things and ask me, "Mr. Jackson, how can you just be so real about what you're doing?" And I say, because they spit in Jesus' face, they spit in great prophets and so on faces about telling the truth. And I guess they'll spit in my face just as well, too, for telling the truth. I just want to help people, and it feels good to do good. I've created this because it's not just receiving anything to help me. See, the crimes of burglary, car ring thefts, murders, that pays for insurance because it's life insurance policies. This starts from attacking the issue. And the issues are gangs. We start with that. Drugs, less fortunate, rich, corporate fraud. You have to attack those issues first. When you attack those issues, you'll see a major drop in fraud. And what I've done is I've created a series where we're going to get donations for gang association, fighting anti-gang situation. We're going to fight against those things. I work with gangs. I'm working with the YMCAs, the community centers, the outreach programs, drug rehabs. My mother died of drugs. My father died of drugs. So I take a pride in getting involved with that. I have many friends that were gang associates. That day I lost them. So I've made it a pride of mine to work with gangs. I don't have much to work with, but I give what I got, my time. And we'll take a chance against fraud. And also God First Religious Apparel are two companies that I created that I will be working with, creating the ideas of giving back. I'm one man with one voice, and I can only do what I can do, but I have nothing but time to give back. I grew up in the streets of Philadelphia, partly North Carolina just as well too, and growing up in that society, I've seen a lot. I've seen a car theft ring, I've seen lawyers, doctors, I've seen robberies, I've seen a lot of different things, and I'm not proud to say but that's just how we came up. If you from the parts, and I've been a part of the world where I've seen the corporate levels. And all I'm trying to do with Take a Chance is put out here the information that you need to think, from a daily educational seminars to working with elderlies on fraud prevention, working with young youth and with anti-gang, working with Moms Against, which is another program I'm working with, Moms Against Gangs, Mothers Against Gangs. We're working with seminars with that, where we're going to sit down in groups and we're going to talk with mothers regarding gangs. We're going to try to get the education levels of insurance companies working with us. Yes, a felon of insurance fraud, working with us to get out here to make a difference. Because what we're doing is we're sitting back in this industry and we're all just taking a black eye saying, well, we're giving $1 million. That's more, or we're giving $10 million. But we're not giving it in the right direction. I don't need the money to take the money for people to say, well, he got the money and he's going to take that and do wrong. No, I'm a convicted felon. I'm a pariah. My face is right here. I'm here to educate those that want to be educated on the blogs, that want to be educated through Take a Chance Against Fraud in different levels, from identity theft to car to burglaries to all that. Because being an agent, I saw a lot of that. The break-ins, the different types of, I won't even just imagine. I can be here all day going with that. What I want to do is I want to educate you as being a proud American, being a proud parent, being a proud father, mother, grandmother. We're going to attack the gang issues. We're going to attack the youth programs. We're going to get out here. We're going to get involved with community affairs. We're going to try to set up anything where amnesty programs, where insurance violators, insurance knowledgers want to sit down and know more about what's going on. Am I an expert in this field? I'm only an expert from my education. That's all I can do. I'm titled as a felon. I'm titled as a violator. I've been exposed to saying that, oh, well, he's doing these things. No. I'm who I am. Clarence Kevin Jackson, an ex-con who's worked from contractor to restoration to insurance agent, public adjuster. I worked with gas. Well, I'm a plumber. I did gas mains. I worked on a lot of different things in my life. And from my experience, I've seen a lot of different things, the good and bads. But all I do now in my life is to give back. I'm not, I even oppress against my enemies, because, as God would say, they don't know any better. You can explain all day to people. People are going to take the truth when you walk, what you do, not what you say. So it's not about me trying to convince anyone of what I say. It's about what I do. And what I have now is to we're creating shirts, t-shirts that are going to be Take a Chance Against Fraud. That money, parts of that money will go towards education. Part of that money will go towards anti-gang groups. Part of it will go to the YMCA. Different events, we will raise money for cancer awareness. We will raise money for AIDS awareness. We will raise money for different events charity-wise. No, we're not non-profit, because I won't sit up here and say that I'm non-profit to be putting that out there like that. What we're doing is, anything we can raise money for to give back is a gain. I'm not here trying to get money to have you donate money or have you buy one of our t-shirts and we find out that we didn't give $5. That would be taking the name Take a Chance Against Fraud and actually defeating the purpose. I am one person with one voice trying to make a difference. I imagine there's 5 billion voices out there. I've run across other groups that we're going to connect together and work at this gang, attacking the gangs and getting the crime levels in areas to be where others won't go in those areas. Whether we go to California, whether we go to New Hampshire, whether we go to Florida, whether we go to Texas, we're going to cover the barriers. Because all we want to do is give back. We want to attack the issues of the seriousness of fraud. Because a lot of people, from my experience years, they don't even know what their policies, or whether it's a life insurance policy, homeowner policy, car policy, they don't know what it covers. Because a lot of agents just don't sit down and discuss that with them. And I know I ruffle feathers by saying that, but you're not. There are elderly people out here that just don't know what they have. And do you really care? No, we just sit back and they take the money. And then when someone goes out and does work, or someone goes out here and they repair their car, then they find out later on that they're complaining that, well, I didn't know that this wasn't covered. So all I'm saying, we'll take a chance against fraud. We're giving back. That's all I can do. Give back time. Give back my efforts. Because in my life, I've lost a lot, but I've gained a lot. And the first thing I've gained is my self-esteem, my respect. That's more in my worship and my belief in God, keeping Him first in every decision I make. As we put our hands on the Bibles and we say we swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, well, that is something that as Americans we have to take seriously, because the justice system is what it is. We have to be serious about decisions we make and live with the decisions we're going to make. And I'm not happy with some of the things I've went through and some of the things I'm going through. But I won't stop my calls to give back, to fight the gangs, to fight against the gang awareness. Bring that awareness out there. I'm not going to go against educating the elderly, the middle class, the low, the rich, the poor about what damages or what things in their home or what policies or things like that or what fraud is all about. Those things need to be discussed too on open chat. What I don't know, I will educate myself on more. I'm going to be attending different types of fraud evolutional programs that educate me just as much as my 26 years. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm still learning myself. But I'm also want to give seminars on what I do now and what I can share with state. We work with, being blunt, we work with the police. We work with the state, federal, and local authorities, educating them on things. We try to get out here and attack the car theft rings and the robberies and programs. We'll go to communities and sit down and discuss ways to create ideas. And the first thing is, anything in life is amnesty. People have to be forgiven. They pay their dues, but they have to be forgiven for their discretions. And yet understand that you're going to make mistakes in life. It's how you get back up. You can get back up and do the honorable thing and put yourself back in the world and help, or you can run to a corner and say, no, I'm not doing anything to help. But with Take a Chance Against Fraud campaign, we're giving back. And our website is www.takeachanceagainstfraud.com. That is the number one thing that my purpose is giving back. Educating you as I be educated. I don't have all the great backgrounds or the corporate logos and all that stuff, but I do have knowledge and I do have time. And as I always said on my talk shows, I always said on, even in my commercials, I'm one man with one voice. I give back what I give back. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. But through God, I keep my focus on what it's supposed to be kept on. It's giving back to the community, giving back to this great country, this great world we live in. Because without that, we wouldn't be anything. And I'm going to work with bettering you out there, whoever chooses to want help, whether it's the insurance industry where I can educate, take a justice, have one-on-one relationships with, going out in the field, explaining details, working with fraud prevention programs, educating them on things that they might not know. And they educate me things that I might not know. Because sometimes it takes one person to step up to make everybody listen. So we Take a Chance Against Fraud. I'm stepping up. And I'm Clarence Jackson, and I'm proud to say I'm a member of the Take a Chance Against Fraud campaign. God bless, and I'll be in touch.